What's up, Hicks, Brunson, Eyewear Nation? Today on the channel, we're talking about one of those great classic eyewear designs of all time. We are talking about the Browline. All right, so one quick thing before we get started. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Now, as mentioned, we are talking about the Browline frame design. This is a Browline frame. This is a beautiful piece made by Masunaga, designed by famous Japanese designer Kenzo Takada. So this was part of a collaboration between Kenzo Takada and Masunaga. And this is one of the better looking Browline styles I have seen in my years in optical. A Browline, let's first talk about what it is. So it's typically characterized by a thick rim along the top, along the brow, and then a thinner rim down below. Usually this takes the form of some sort of a thicker acetate with wire rim down here, but it could be made of just a thicker piece of metal and a thinner piece of metal down here. There are different ways you could do it, but it's generally recognized that if it has that thicker upper rim and thinner lower rim that emphasizes the brow, then we call this style of frame a Browline frame. You will sometimes hear or see this frame referred to as horn rim glasses. That would not be correct. The horn rim term dates back to when horn and an actual tortoiseshell, which is no longer used, but those kinds of materials were used to make full plastic frames, and that's where the term horn rim comes from. This, though, is not horn rim. This is a Browline look. So the origins of the Browline frame date back to the 1940s. That's when it first appeared on the eyewear scene, and it slowly and steadily became more and more popular until the 1960s, when I think I've seen figures before that claim that half of all eyewear made in the 1960s was some sort of a Browline design. Hugely popular look in the 1960s. And then we've seen the popularity kind of wane and then come back a couple of times throughout history. Was very popular again in the 1980s, kind of a preppy look then. And then in more recent times, popular TV shows such as Mad Men, which was set in the 1960s, many of the characters in the show wore the Browline look, and so that sort of helped drive the popularity of the Browline look again in more recent times. And if we look back through history, a lot of famous people have worn the Browline look. People like Malcolm X, Colonel Sanders, LBJ, and famous football coach Vince Lombardi. So lots of people have worn this look, and there's a lot of fun ways you can use this look to complement your style. So let's talk a little bit about style. So one of the things that prompted me to create this video today was the style that I'm wearing right now. As I said earlier, this is a model called Orion, and it's made by Masunaga Optical, which if you've seen any of my other videos, I made a video on one of their classic designs, the Model 000, which happens to be one of my favorite classic 1960s inspired looks that dates back to the 1960s. You might check out my video on the 000. If you've seen that video or others I've made, you know how I feel about the quality and the craftsmanship that Masunaga, over a 100-year-old factory in Japan, they bring top-notch quality to the eyewear game. And this model that they made in collaboration with designer Kenzo Takada is what prompted me to shoot this video today. The Orion is a beautiful piece, and the one that I'm wearing here, this is black, polished black acetate upper rim, and a combination of shiny gold titanium eyewire with a little bit of a matte gold bridge up here. And Masunaga is so great with the details. I have two colors here. I'm going to show you this color in just a moment, but I'm just going to focus for a moment on the detail work. We have beautiful laser engraving on the titanium bridge, and it's a matte bridge piece that then complements the shiny gold eyewire. But then on the outer rim of the Eyewear, we have lots of coining work that runs around the Eyewear, has titanium nose pads, all of it in polished gold. Love the titanium nose pads. They never wear out. They're gonna last you forever, as long as you wear the frame. And then there's some beautiful titanium detail work on the inlay. You have the gold hinge, the titanium that runs the inside of the temple with more laser engraving detail work. And then all of the Kenzo Takada pieces, his family symbol was a little flower. And so there is a little, very small, but you can see flower on the tip of the temple of all of the pieces that Kenzo designed. So this great looking piece, I think the black and gold is wonderful if you want to have a piece that maybe dresses up just a little bit. I think if you want a piece that might be just a little bit more versatile, this is the matte tortoise with gunmetal gray here, shiny Eyewear here, and matte black temple arms here. And I think this sort of takes the look of the Browline, keeps all the classic beauty of it, but in the matte finish, probably makes this piece a little easier to wear either dressy or in a more casual look. So this Orion piece, one of my favorite Browlines to come along in such a long time. And we carry a variety of Browline frames here at the store and on our website online at hicksbrunson.com. And I just want to go through a few of those that we have available. So Masunaga also has some other new pieces in the Browline look. They have the GMS 35. And this one, a little less, a little more simple in design, I would say. Polished acetate on the front and sort of a crystal brown with a wood grain temple arm on the side and a shiny gunmetal, but without all of the detail engraving work of the Orion. So if you're looking for a little bit more of a classic and modern and more minimal and more, what I would say, a little bit cleaner Browline look, this one is one of those. Very good looking, comfortable, this color really easy to wear. They didn't use the titanium nose pads on this one. They used the crystal plastic nose pad, but it is a screw type, so it's going to stay in really nicely. And then we have a few other Browline frames as well. So we have part of our own label here at Hicks Brunson Eyewear. We have a collection called the Hicks Brunson Icons collection. And so we have this look, which is called the Linden. And we have the Linden in tortoise and gold. And we also have the Linden in polished black matte silver. So the Linden is a nice design. The metal is titanium, and it is a Japanese titanium, has a nice thick 3-barrel hinge. I think, again, depending on your color preference, your coloring, you might find that the black silver looks a little bit better, or you might find, based upon hair color and eye color, if your coloring is a little more similar to mine, you might like the tortoise and the gold. So that is the Linden. And then I have a few pieces here from Leisure Society. And Leisure Society makes a version of the Browline that I mentioned. It could be, doesn't have to be an acetate upper rim, could be a thicker metal upper rim. So this is the Eden Rock by Leisure Society. And Leisure's frames are sort of on a little bit of another level on craftsmanship and finishing. These were made of Japanese block titanium, and these have an 18 karat gold plating, which sounds really fancy, but the gold plating actually is put on the finish to create a much more durable, much longer lasting finish. So the Eden Rock, all titanium, titanium nose pads, black paneling up front, and an antique gold color that runs the rest of the frame. So the Eden Rock is a really nice look. The Eden Rock is also available in this great looking sunglass, and this comes with a bronze polarized lens. It's a great polarized lens with a backside anti-reflective coating. Now this version, this color of the frame, this is also an 18 karat gold plated frame, but this is more of a shiny gold compared to the matte gold finish. Either one of these would make a good looking sunglass or clear frame, but this one here is just one of those great classic Browline looks. Maybe takes a little more design inspiration from the 1920s in the thin wire, but then with the Browline look of the 1940s, kind of blending a lot of that classic look together. And then Leisure also makes a Browline frame that is more of what I would describe as a feminine shape. So a little rounder, a little pointier out here, and this is called the Lassen. And the Lassen has a gold-plated finish. This is 18 karat gold plating, gold, a black acetate rim with the titanium nose pads. And these temples are beta titanium. So you can see very flexible, and it just makes for a very comfortable fit when you're wearing this frame. Very lightweight, very comfortable to wear. So many fun ways you could customize these frames. I'm thinking about when you do your prescription in these, like this one would look amazing. I'm looking at the Orion by Masunaga again. This one would look great as clear. It would look really nice with a transitions lens. Maybe one of the transitions style mirrors lenses would actually look really cool in this design. You could put the transition style mirror with silver color in the matte tortoise with the gunmetal. You could put the transition style mirrors with the gold mirror, and this black and gold I think would look amazing. So there's a lot of fun ways to really style yourself in the classic Browline look. Again, getting back to the star of the show today, the whole inspiration for this video is the Orion by Masunaga. Check it out at our website. It's available at hicksbrunson.com. We will make links available to shop all of these in the description box down below. If you have any questions or you have any comments, please feel free to drop those down below. They really do help us making new videos, and we love your feedback. And if you have any questions about how to get your prescription in any of these frames, you can also drop us a comment or send us an email. We'll make those links available down below. Thanks so much for watching this video. And if you liked what you saw here today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.